whenever. Whenever you're ready.
Okay.
Oh, Tisha.
Keeps going in and out.
I know.
Trying to make us dizzy, woman?
Tell us when we can. They can hear. Oh, okay.
Oh, sorry.
No, that's fine. I think we're live.
All right.
Can
Well,
y'all hear?
it's past 4:05, so we have a quorum.
We don't.
We don't.
Need one more.
One more.
Who's iPhone 79?
I don't know. Who's iPhone 79? We'll never know.
Okay, very wrong.
Okay. There's Deja McMillan. She's with us. The city's communications manager, I guess. I didn't look at her. Oh, there's Amy. So Amy, Ron, Annette. So we don't have a quorum yet. We have right now, and Bonnie. We have 4. We need 5 for a quorum. So we can discuss things, but we can't conduct business.
All righty. Well, we will call our discussion to order. The last meeting, our biggest discussion on was creating the citizen survey and doing the letter about it would be a wonderful world if that had all the ADA things in there that we quite frankly, nobody's in compliance with any more than 20 or 25% of them for various reasons. Wonderful law called grandfathering. Historical buildings, etc. I guess in a historical building, we're just all supposed to croak. So I don't know. At any rate, we discussed that. We also discussed doing an ADA party in July. July is the anniversary, if you will, or the birthday of the ADA rules or law that was passed. So we had quite a discussion on that. Our crazy thoughts are have kind of a big old party that's open to the public with bunches of people there that need ADA compliance. Have some speakers there that would talk about ADA compliance. You know, we're all getting older, and I got to tell you, if you go into the subdivisions they're building for the aged, there's no second stories. They're all 1 stories. And that's because they're starting to figure out that they're not going to be able to walk any better than we can walk. So, you know, I think maybe that might be a good point to hammer home when we talk to people is you may not be in a wheelchair now, fella. You may not be using a cane or a walker or lady. But you probably will if you live long enough. So that was, in all honesty, the bulk of what we discussed before. Any thoughts? We can't hear any of you talking.
I'm sorry, the reason for July was
reason for July was.
The reason for July was what?
That's my question. What was the reason for July?
Oh, that's when the ADA law was passed, 24th,
In
20.
1990.
Yeah.
I knew
19
that, but it just seems like July is always kind of a hard month, but we can go with that.
Yeah, what we were trying to do is just bring ADA awareness to the public.
Perfect.
So, and we thought that was a kind of an interesting day to do something. After all, nothing goes on here from February to November.
You know. Just for what it's worth, currently we have a quorum.
Oh, we do?
Yes.
Oh,
Quorum.
well, if we have a quorum, we shall actually start the real meeting. Did you all read the minutes from the last meeting?
I didn't get them.
No, you didn't. That's true. Can we somehow agree online when they
Yeah,
were doing pass it? We might have to approve them at our March meeting.
that's fine.
Okay.
That's fine. So we really kind of already discussed, what mostly we did. Looking over to make sure I didn't miss anything here. You know, we pretty much all of us had a suggestion to make minor changes to the survey. And they're working on the survey now still.
It's ready.
It's ready?
Mhm.
Cool. When will you go online and
Well,
look at it?
Today, you can do it after you leave here, but we wanted to talk with Deja McMillan, who's on the Zoom call with us
Okay,
about how to publicize the survey existence and pass, get the media perhaps to help us share it with citizens.
all righty. Well, I'm gonna approve the minutes in March because nobody was able to get some of them. So we shall put her up on the board. Daja, you're up.
Can you hear us, Deja? Oh, Michelle Scott.
Deja, according to me, is muted.
Yeah, according to me, she
Hi,
does.
sorry, you guys.
Thank you.
Can you
That's
hear
all
me?
right. All the time.
Yes, we can hear you now.
Okay, sorry, I'm having some issues with my speaker.
So
Okay, can you say
explain-
that one more time?
Can you explain to us how we get to the survey?
Oh, I've got that. Sorry.
No.
I've got the link. It's a Survey Monkey link
Okay,
that I'll send to you. And what we want to do is then figure out how to get it to the public.
Oh, right. So I think we have a couple different ways that we can do that. What were y'all's initial thoughts on, how you would approach it? And because I don't want to say anything that you guys already kind of know or have already done before.
Michelle Scott has been one of our big contributors in that field. Michelle, can you walk us through what we talked about?
Yes, ma'am. If I'm not mistaken, you're referring to my providing it in my chapter meetings as well as providing it to the other persons or I guess committees and so forth that I'm on that also has those that are disabled in it. Is that what you're referring to, Ms. Schumacher?
I was referring to that as well as you had names of particular local TV.
Oh, I apologize. Yes, ma'am. Miss Savannah J, who does the Around Town on Palmetto Palmetto Life on Channel 5, as well as Ann McGill, who did an interview with me on the noonday show. So I've had interviews with both of them, and they are definitely on board with anything dealing with the blind community to help support and advocate for. And so they are definitely open to the possibility of making the announcement or even providing a spot. Miss Savannah J may be the best one because you get like 6 minutes with her to sit and talk about the survey, exactly what the expectations are, who it is to serve, and so on and so forth. So getting a spot with her will probably be better because with Anne, it's like a 2.5 to 3 minute segment. And so you won't get, too much, but you get enough. So yes, ma'am, those are the avenues in which I have that I can definitely provide services for us to get the word out to the community.
And Michelle, do you happen to remember what Alex said? I don't remember who he said he had a connection with. Was it Carolyn Murray?
I want to say, Carolyn Murray and Ann McGill. I want to say both.
Okay.
Yeah, I believe it would probably definitely Carolyn Murray because he's done Low Country Live.
Good. Thanks, Annette.
Janet, I'm assuming that the city's going to do a whole, and Alex is really, that's what he does, is press releases. So I'm
Right.
sure the city, they have the whole protocol for doing that and contacting the senior centers as well. So.
Well, Bonnie, Deja is the new city person for putting that together.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. Well, Deja,
No, you couldn't have known.
Yeah, she knows what she's doing. So she's got her associates. Okay, great. That's what. Hi, Deja. Nice to meet you.
Hi, nice to meet you too. But yes, so we can definitely go the traditional route of, putting a press release together and sending that out and making sure we're booking TV appearances, radio, but then another medium that is really good that just helps get the word out just to the general public is CHS Today. I don't know if you guys subscribe to that newsletter, but they have like 80,000 people in the Charleston area that subscribe and read that newsletter. Every morning it goes out at 6 a.m. So I have found that has been an extremely helpful way to get the word out about pretty much anything I've ever really needed to get the word out about. So I would definitely go after probably that outlet too.
And Deja, the senior centers all have newsletters that go out, but I'm sure you know that they have them done a month ahead of time. Like I just got the one for the Low Country Senior Center. I got it yesterday. So for the next 2 months. So.
Awesome. Do you happen to have I don't have contact information or a list of those. Do you have that by any chance of all the senior centers?
I don't, but I can certainly put something together for you. Janet, do you have that list?
Yeah, Elizabeth Burnett is probably the person with whom to talk. The senior centers are run by Roper, Deja. And so,
okay.
But that's fine. I think it's a great idea, Bonnie. I hadn't thought about the senior centers.
Only because I'm with my mother a lot and she's 88 and, we certainly have our issues getting around. Yeah.
Well, that and almost all of our commission members belong to different support groups, whether they're spinal cord injury support groups or ALS or blind or deaf and hard of hearing. Almost all of us belong to a support group that we'll share with too. But we wanted to start in theory with a bang. Alex talked about starting with a TV like press release thing and then leaving the survey up for 45 days is what the general consensus was from the last meeting. Is that still what we think?
Yeah, you got to give people time because everybody won't see it at one time. It'll take a little while for it all to trickle down and trickle out. The other thing, what about, does the city have like a social media page that we could put the link on, that kind of thing?
Yes, we will definitely do that. Typically, whenever we send out a press release, we'll take that information and we'll put it on social media as well. And there are also several newsletters within some of our different departments that we could also put it in.
And Janet, can we put hard copies anywhere, or is it going to be all digital?
We only have digital now. Should we have hard copies? I think that if hard copies exist, they'll have to be entered by someone for the data collection.
That's the catch to that. Yeah. Okay.
I can see about that. What, Annette?
Have you thought about sending the survey to the guidance counselors at the various public schools? Because you will reach out to families with children with disabilities, and they can funnel them out to the appropriate families.
Wonderful.
Good idea.
That's a great idea. And I've got a contact at CCSD that could probably just pull all those names and contacts for us.
Perfect. Perfect.
There's also Patterson's Academy, which could fall under that, but that will certainly be pertinent too.
Right. And then if we think about the various nonprofits that service and focus on, you know, so those who deal with Down syndrome and those who deal with folks on the spectrum and, you know, that kind of idea. Coastal Community Foundation might be a great way to get a list of the, you know, the advocacy nonprofits.
I think maybe also the MUSC has the spectrum, the department that deals with people on the spectrum. So I think that would be a good place to go to.
And another really interesting group we might want to think about are those who are in the physical and occupational therapy programs at MUSC, because not getting their input on what they see as potential needs, and then also being able, having that survey that they can also present to any of the clients that they work with.
Good idea.
Did we think to put on there somewhere for the individual to say what city they lived in?
There's zip code.
Okay, good.
Good.
And before I forget, because I already got my hand slapped. No, she really hit me, but I was trying to be nice. If we're going to defer reading of these minutes or approving these minutes till March, since we have a quorum, I need a motion to do that.
And second.
And a second, obviously.
So moved.
I motion.
Is to defer the reading of the minutes and approval of the minutes until March. The March meeting.
I think Annette said so moved.
Okay. We have
And
a
I second. I second.
All in favor, say aye. All opposed, say nay.
Aye.
Aye.
Yay.
Now I'm off the list.
We did business. So Deja, should we, how best should we coordinate with you to get this underway? Like next week, can we craft a press release?
Yeah, that would be great. Even if you just want to put together, you know, bullet points or just whatever information you have, and then I can turn it into a press release for you.
Wonderful, because I'm not good at that.
Yeah, I'm happy to do that. And then if we can just do a list of the outreach items we just discussed, like the guidance counselors and, you know, those different ideas, that would be great. And I can get started on gathering those too.
Wonderful. I wrote them down as we discussed them.
Okay, great.
Okay, so that's where we go.
All righty.
I would I would ask that, I'm gonna send to y'all, it's probably gonna be Monday now, unfortunately, but I will send you all the link. If you will, go ahead and take the survey so that we can make sure it works properly. Please be our guinea pigs is the question, is the request, okay?
Yeah, really, that doesn't need to be a request, that needs to be an order. Because if nobody, you know, if only one of us takes it or two of us takes it, we're not gonna find out if there's a problem unless it's just a massive problem. So,
And we'd hate to do all this prep work and not,
for nothing, right,
not have the tool work.
right.
And one more quick question.
We didn't want it to say.
Deja has a question.
Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt. And then, so if I do book, my thing is we just do a media kind of blitz, even if it's all in one day, hitting up all the different TV stations. Who would be the person that we would want to go on air?
Ron Ferretra is our chair
Okay.
and Alex Jackson is our vice chair.
Yeah, I would like to see probably me and Alex, or Alex and me, or Alex and I.
Yeah.
I wasn't good at English. I can do numbers well.
Well, I can't, so we can help each other. Great. Well, I can certainly arrange that. I'm thinking what we'll do is we'll do a blitz at the beginning, and then maybe when there is like a week or 10 days left for the survey to be open, we do another round to catch any people that we missed the first time.
Great.
Sounds good.
I love a plan. Thank you. Anybody else have any other
Any other
things that I'm
questions about
missing?
that? All right. We will move from there. We will move to the ADA party.
There you go.
I don't know what else to call it.
I like that. I think ADA party says exactly what it is.
That's true. So we've kicked around and Alex is supposed to be checking on some different venues that we can get. We want a free venue if possible. But the venue obviously has to have plenty of handicap parking for obvious reasons. And it has to have truly accessible bathrooms, I'll say it that way.
Yeah.
Where someone can actually go in a wheelchair, transfer to the toilet seat, then get back in their wheelchair. So if anybody has any ideas on where that could be, if you would let Janet know, and we will try to contact them. We also are going to try to get companies to donate some money to this. The ALS Association, the MDA Association, and various other organizations. But we really can't go out and ask for money, I don't think, until we have a firm date in place. Because I don't want to go collect a bunch of money and then just have it sitting around and, you know, we'll all get investigated or something.
And I think we need to make sure it's on a bus route.
Oh, good idea, Bonnie.
Good idea.
Or it could be serviced, easily.
Yeah. That's an excellent idea.
Mhm.
See, I love the idea of the party and raising public's awareness of the whole anniversary and maybe remind people about what ADA is and what it's all about. And it's great to have a venue, but if we really want to get it out to the public, do we want to have to make the public come to us, or do we want to come to the public? Like, for example, I know parking now becomes a big issue with this, but for example, on Marion Square during the farmers market, where there are a ton of people coming through.
That's an interesting concept.
It's a new concept.
And
We get through
maybe
it,
what
group them together.
and maybe what we do is like an activity type of again, this is just throwing it and shoot it down if you're saying, no, this is not what we're looking for. But the idea, have a couple of wheelchairs there, have some blindfolds there, have some gloves, heavy gloves, so that people could try sensory, what is it like to experience XYZ.
We could set up a booth
I don't
there.
know. I'm just,
We could
Yeah.
set up almost like a booth.
That might be something that PTs and
Mhm.
OTs could put together for us, like
Certainly
a
they could
class
help us.
project.
I do have a
That's an idea.
contact with the PT folks at Charleston Southern. They had me come and do a presentation a couple of months ago to
Okay.
PT students.
Maria.
I kind of like that idea. Is we put a booth there
uh-huh,
and we do it, I don't know, 3 or 4 Saturdays in a row.
Oh my, that's a lot. Janice, can you contact the person in charge of the farmer's market? Because I know that space is kind of limited there, and also we'd have to get a tent. So I'm not sure what the city does. Does the city provide those tents there?
The city does provide the tents. Just so you all know, one of my responsibilities is I sit on the special events committee.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Usually it's scanning for things that are ADA compliant, like buses and portalettes. I know way too much about portalettes. But there is an application process. None of the processes are free. They all cost money. And you have to do a special event application, and I can check into it and bring it to you in March. But what might be,
Who does the money go to?
it's purely what the city has to pay to get it done. So sometimes if certain events need police coverage, then it goes to it's the police. The application fee is not a whole bunch. But
Yeah, I
it's
have a
still-
friend who has a booth there, and I mean, there's insurance, there's police officers, and that space is a premium. I mean, they select those spaces, and they have the same space each time. Yeah.
but my question, like, for example, when it's Piccolo Spoleto time, there's a booth there where people can get information and t-shirts and posters. Do they have to pay? Because that's a city function. That's a city event.
I will
I'm just
investigate.
wondering, yeah, because my question is, since we're a city commission,
Yeah.
and this is a city venue, don't we get a pass and just say, sure, set up a tent and do what you need to do? I mean, we can fill out the application and all, but
I don't understand why we would have to pay for a city event, and I certainly would go visit the mayor to ask him why.
mhm.
Let me find out before you make an
Oh, yeah.
appointment. You're welcome to go anytime you want, but I'll get the hard, cold facts,
Yeah,
okay?
yeah, because they may tell you, oh, we'll give you a spot.
Yeah.
But if we
Like the-
need to do it more than 1 week, I think. And in all reality, you're talking about a half a day Saturday.
Yeah, and
Mhm.
July is
You have to
hot.
be there about
So,
8
I mean,
o'clock.
so I don't know if you want to do it that many times in July, because July is hot.
We can do it in July, and 1 in July, 1 in August, and 1 in September. But all 3 of those months are hot on Saturdays.
So this original idea came from Alex. I don't know where he got the idea. Or if he was talking with somebody additionally already.
Yeah, I don't know.
He may have, but I don't know that a party precludes the tent.
Right.
So perhaps there's a possibility for both. I will find out about special events for you and let you know at the March meeting.
Sounds good.
This is Michelle. I just have a quick question. What time of day is the party going to be? Evening, afternoon to evening, or just strictly evening into the night? I'm thinking in terms of
Night.
transportation for those that use paratransit or discounted Uber and so forth. So that's why I'm asking.
Yeah, it would not be into the night, that's for sure. People like me are old. You know, recliners make you fall asleep around 10 o'clock or earlier.
I was gonna say, my bedtime's 9. So-
Yeah.
I don't, Michelle, I had the impression it was more of a mid-afternoon kind of thing.
Yeah,
I don't know what Alex had in mind. And Alex usually lets me know where he is, and I haven't heard a thing from him on this, for this meeting today, so. I'm sorry.
that's
Okay.
okay.
All right. Thank you.
Michelle, do you have a preference?
Well, if I'm thinking about those that use paratransit, or even if they use the discounted Uber, Uber stops at 5. So I didn't know what time it was going to start so that they would be able to at least utilize that. Now, Telluride goes later, but it's just that they will need to make, their reservations far in advance. So that's why another reason I was asking.
I didn't realize that Uber stopped at 5. That makes perfect sense. Thank
No,
you.
no. Our for our voucher. So those of
Right, no, that's what, I knew what you meant. The car to Uber. Right?
Yeah, that's the car to Uber.
Okay. Maybe we'll just get enough money for t-shirts.
would just have to. They would have to make it, in advance.
Alrighty, any other things on the old business? Any new business that you want to bring up before we have our ADA coordinator tell us how she's going to get everything for us free? No? I'll take your silence as a no. So then I guess next we should have the ADA coordinators report.
Right. How can I give a report when I'm supposed to make things all free? That's gonna be very difficult.
Hey,
Yeah. There's no free lunch, y'all. Sorry. Nobody gets anything free. But if things were accessible, we wouldn't need things to be free, would we? If we were all fully employed and if we all had, we didn't have to pay extra stuff like people who sometimes don't have disabilities have to pay extras, we pay a few extra things. We wouldn't need it to be free. So I have some empathy there all the way around. The report from the ADA coordinator is that this month I have been doing a lot of spot checking of venues for Piccolo. There are 3 new venues. 2 of them, believe it or not, have garage doors that open, so they're very accessible. And there should be some real interesting art at Piccolo this year based on that. I've also had, it's sort of like all of Charleston opened up and everyone has a question about, what do I do with this? And what do I do with that? And, there's a curb cut on Daniel Island that's been a problem. There's just a bunch of those different little things. But if there are more, y'all let me know, because I'll be glad to look at more of them, certainly. And as I said earlier, the special events, I reviewed for special events today, and that was hot on my mind. There are more people than you can imagine who want to come to Charleston to have a great event. And there are a lot of event coordinators and things here, and it is a big business all the way around. So that's my only report for today.
I read somewhere that Nashville was #1 in that bridal pre-party you have where the bride and,
Oh yeah, bridal weekends or something.
yeah, Nashville was #1 and Charleston was #2 in having those.
So Janet, can I ask when have the
Um,
event coordinators be?
I
Certainly.
can't hear you, Annette.
Okay, have the event coordinators been contacting you?
No, the event coordinators, they make the applications in some situations to special events committee.
Okay.
So they fill out the applications and I then respond, usually in writing, and with footnotes so they can see what's actually required by federal law.
In terms of ADA?
Right.
Okay,
There's actually a special events booklet that's been put out by a .gov source, which
okay,
is good.
Yeah.
So that's all for the report today.
Have you looked at the sidewalk around the school at Jackson Street that they're redoing?
I have not. Should I go look? Okay.
On the street, I don't know what street it is.
By the
It's just
archery
if you're
school.
standing at the front door, if you look to the left, that street there,
Uh-huh.
I don't think there's a lot of sidewalk room between the sidewalk, the plantings and the curb.
Okay.
It's really close. They do have the lines painted for parking underneath.
Good.
I could see that through the door.
Got it. I'll look there and let you know what I find.
We still don't have painted handicap parking lines at the swimming pool,
Which, at MLK?
Yep.
Okay.
but I've only been asking for it for a year and a half, so. Yeah. Guess we can't rush into things. And we have a lot of other issues there, but I think the parking is the most pressing.
Is the ramp working okay? Not the outside ramp, but the rubber ramp over the tracks.
What rubber ramp over the tracks?
The one that I provided to the pool.
They don't use it. It's too high or something.
It's not
There's too many
high. I had it
pieces.
fixed.
Well, there's too many pieces.
There are a lot of pieces. Okay.
All they have is a beveled piece on each side of the two doors and a piece that doesn't even fit the entire inside of the track.
It's not 5 feet long.
No. It's about this long.
I'll check on it.
But
Okay. Thank you for telling me that. I appreciate that very much.
so does anybody else have anything? Y'all are so quiet. Y'all wait for happy hour, are you?
At least
'Cause it's
nobody's
margarita
fighting.
month.
True.
At least nobody's fallen, did she say?
No,
I
at
didn't
least
hear the
nobody's
verb.
fighting.
Did you say fallen?
Fighting. Fighting.
Fighting,
Oh,
yes.
fighting. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I like
That's
that.
true. That's good.
Perhaps we're un-American. No, sorry, that was me.
No,
Okay.
please. Well, if nobody has anything else,
Sorry, Annette.
if nobody has anything else, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn with our next meeting on March 22nd,
Okay.
2024, obviously.
Annette, did you so move?
I will. I so move.
Can't hear her. We can't hear
I-
you all.
I, s- I so
Okay.
move.
So the meeting shall be adjourned.
Bye, everybody.
Thank
Have a great
you.
weekend, everybody. Bye-bye.
Everybody have a good weekend.
Thank y'all too. Enjoy your margaritas.
You too. Bye-bye.